Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to BioShock Infinite. Let's continue. So, we're in the Good Time Club and we're gonna get interviewed. Fink wants something from me, and I guess it's probably to be a killer of maybe Comstock? Although that doesn't fully make sense. And I've been robbing his machines quite liberally. Stealing money from him, but he doesn't seem like he's too upset about that. This is interesting. This statue is just clipped into the...
When's showtime?
Come back at showtime.
Guess we should come back later.
Interesting. So I may have very much just come to this area for no reason. It's like, is there nothing else I can do here? This seems kind of silly that I could enter this area and it not even do anything. Pistol reserve for ammo increase. There we go, a little upgrade. And we can't afford anything else. Let's look at this. The coin, of course, you get one as soon as you do anything. Crime comes to Shantytown. Fenton worker housing has been plagued by panhandling, vagrancy. Destruction of Fink manufacturing property. And worse. Vox Populi. Fink blames his head of security. The boss has no patience for failure. So it seems like there's nothing here that I can do right now. Come back at showtime. Seems silly. And I loaded in here specifically wanting to not have a load sequence at the beginning of a recording, and I end up with a load sequence. So Shantytown is still blocked, right? And there's nobody here. Like, this is totally blocked, so we can't go this way. Which means the only way we can go is the way we've already gone. Now, since I left an area and, well, no, that didn't work. So, I had already hacked that one. See, this hand cannon, I think, is just a pistol. It's just a better version of a pistol gun. So, I can't do anything except for the main story. Then. I can't go over here because this door is locked with a unique lock. So I have to go in here and talk to the Chinese guy who was delivering the guns, which is going to, sadly, I believe, change everything. Here we have a wagon wheel, or a valve. Looks like a wagon wheel to me. For little reason. There's another one. So we enter the gunship shop now. We haven't been here before, but I think this is where the story starts to go off the rails. And everything changes, and everything up to this point stops being important. If I'm remembering correctly. Maybe I'm not remembering correctly. I've been saying up to this point, unless there were sections in the middle that were really boring, I've forgotten a lot of this. And I think there might be some truth to that. Here's a fire. How many lockpicks do we have? 4, so finding one more lockpick would be appreciated. Although I think that system is kind of cheating sometimes you pick up lock picks and you get 1. Sometimes you pick them up, you get 3.
I read about this. It's Gautama Buddha.
Who?
The founder of Buddhism. Spent 49 days under a Bodhi tree until he achieved enlightenment.
Something tells me Comstock doesn't cater to idols getting worship that ain't him.
What are you talking about? Like, I don't see a statue of Buddha. Is it over here? Here it is. So, again, interesting plants and things we haven't seen too much of. And Chinese. I'm surprised there aren't any Chinese people here, and I'm surprised there's so many Irish and African people here, frankly. I would think if you're going to build something like this, and your main people for Comstock are racist white people, you would have an extremely limited to no amount of minorities on the ship. I mean, that would be the more nefarious way to tell the story, is that if you went through potentially 30 hours of gameplay and you at the end realized, oh, there weren't any black people at all or any Irish people at all, it was just a bunch of white people, which I could see people overlooking that. Here we can see she's still wearing the cage necklace, and her clothes have gotten more disheveled from the beginning. Not more disheveled, but disheveled. And so what is this, a resistance?
Hello?
An underground printing press?
Hello? Mr. Lin? Chen Lin? Is anybody here?
What happened here?
Someone worked this place over. Local constabulary, no doubt.
We can hear somebody crying.
There's someone downstairs.
So this is a lathe, not a printing press. And so now the game is just going to make that annoying crying sound until I decide to go back down there, which does not promote me to play this game the way I want to play it, which is to run around and make sure I collect everything. So literally we walk up here to trigger something to walk back. This whole concept just screams an inexperienced level designer. So we talked to Mrs. Lin, who's praying to the Buddha.
Excuse me. Ma'am, I'm sorry to bother you. We're looking for Mr. Lin. Mr. Chen Lin?
Booker.
Mr. Lin, not here. He gone.
Gone?
They take flying squad. I pray, Gautama Buddha. Pray, give husband back. Give back to me.
She's not even
Where did
looking
they
at
take
me,
him?
she's looking at her.
Club. Everyone take to good time club.
Where is this club? Ma'am, please, where is this club?
Booker will find
Look how
it.
far apart her fingers are.
Hurry.
And her
Why
fingers are
not
really
Fox
long.
Bully help
Out
Chen
of
Lin?
scale.
Why not Daisy Fitzroy help Chen Lin?
Who's the flying squad?
Cops. Kind who probably got their boot on Lin's throat asking him how well he knows Daisy Fitzroy.
Isn't she the one we're working for?
As a matter of fact, it is. Let's figure out where this good time club is.
She's not looking at me while we're talking. That's weird. So we literally only came in there to do that. And that was it. And now we can go to the Good Time Club, I suppose. Just double check everything. Why do we need to load into the section? It seems insane. It seems insane even for when this game first came out. It seems ridiculous. Why couldn't I have just walked through here? Did they have to have hard load sections just so enemies couldn't walk through those doors? No. It's because they wanted to reload when we came to this point in a way that we're fighting enemies again. because we can see guns and everything sitting around. We hear a music box playing, and we can hear some rumbling playing. I can't read that. Another thing that's interesting to realize from this is that they are so obsessed at Fink Industries here of having the player, the workers, move as fast as possible that they're willing to cause unsafe working conditions for the employees.
Handyman!
Alright, so we've got a handyman. Let's see how this works. If you shoot them in the chest, they take more damage.
I'm not ready. Got ammo! Booker, here!
Got it.
But let me ask this, can I possess this guy? No. Can I electrify him? So, unlike...
I don't much care for you, Mr. DeWitt. I must admit, you know your way around a brawl.
The weird thing, though, is unlike Big Daddies, who, when you kill them, you would get a massive amount of money and add-on and that secondary currency, which is not in this game.
Job's a job.
So, like, can I possess this again? No.
Here's some cash.
So the fact that she's saying she doesn't like me, then she turns around and gives me money all the time seems kind of silly too. Like, her actions don't change based on what point in the story she's supposed to feel.
Now we just need to head inside and find Mr. Lin. And just call me Booker.
So they've created a terrible setup where we had to load and then load again.
DeWitt, my boy. You know, the best kind of interview is one where the applicant doesn't know he's being evaluated. But I've watched you since the other day at the lottery. You're a brute. And in times like this, I could use a brute.
What do you want, Fink?
Labor unrest is coming to it. Now, Fitzroy has got the jungle all riled up. A man like me could have use of an old Pinkerton like you.
So, worth pointing out, she already knows I was a Pinkerton, so that's not any new information. Fink wants me to just do what I used to do, which is union bust.
Is that you finish what you started, DeWitt? Wouldn't want to disappoint the other applicants. Our first candidate is a veteran of Peking. Now, what's that they say about old soldiers? Frankly, my money's on you. He's something of an old hand at handling explosives. Only man I know who hasn't lost a limb working with them. Yet.
Over there, fireman!
So...
Catch, Booker!
Much obliged.
So we're doing a fight here.
It's all I've got!
Go ahead.
On it!
So we got a volley gun. I'm about to die here.
Keep your eyes open.
They really don't motivate me at all to want to play this game with any like concern or upset. Like, oh darn I die, oh darn I lose a little bit of money. The way I see it, I'm either going to have plenty of money when it's all said and done, or I'm going to be so short that it's not going to matter anyways. And I won't just be able to unlock everything.
Yes! Crazy, eager perversity.
So apparently I got some rocket launcher ammo because I already had the rocket launcher. I guess I could take the volley gun. Here we can get some more salt.
This young go-getter is a former devotee of Lady Comstock. But without the old gal, they don't know quite what to do with themselves. Pick this one up at a highway fair for a song.
So the crows were fighting for Lady Comstock. Interesting. And we really haven't done a lot of like booby traps or anything. And there's all kinds of bullets that should be spawning on the ground, but I'm not seeing them. So try to get as much money as possible. Maybe something died up there and then, yeah, we killed that guy before he even jumped down. And where are these guys? It's just another perfect example here of me not really caring about the game enough to even play by its rules. See, I'm just slowly adjusting myself. The lightning shock jockey doesn't seem like it particularly locks on the people as well as it did in BioShock 1 either. Like,
Now, enough of the opening acts.
new lockpick.
Your true
Interesting.
rival is an expert with the automata. Wants to replace all our security with machines. I'll give the old boy credit, though. It would be fewer mouths to feed.
Let's see.
Haven't found anything.
So you just let those two shoot each other.
Over here.
Perfect timing.
Congratulations, DeWitt! You know, when your name was first passed to me, I was wasn't quite sure you were the man for the job, but now I can say with certainty that I was quite wrong.
I'm not interested in your job, Fink.
Now, I know all about your little job for Fitzroy.
Okay.
Do you really want to take her offer over mine? Do you know how many people would kill to be head of Fink Security? You're a tough nut to crack, Mr. DeWitt. A tough nut. But I promise you this. I will get what I want.
So he wants me to be head of Fink Security, and there's... Is that the way we're supposed to go? No. So we've got a couple of things we can look at. The First Lady. It's odd the radio noise is playing while we're watching this silent movie. That's kind of a glitch, isn't it? Just bad thinking. Nobody's talking or anything. It's just... Yeah, I don't understand that at all. Maybe somebody could tell where we are based on the toilet swirl to see if that's spinning the right direction. It's supposed to be somewhere close to New York. United States, I would say. I don't think Columbia's hovers around the entire planet. You know what's funny is somebody actually suggested making a building that would float in the air and just orbit in such a weird way that it would hover over New York recently. Some architectural firm suggested this, and all the science says it's incredibly ridiculously silly an idea, and like conceptually good sci-fi, but in realistic, like hard science fiction, in no way. So let's just make sure we look everywhere and get everything. Now, why in the world would Booker DeWitt really even consider Fink's offer? Because clearly this place is gonna fall apart at the seams pretty quickly. Cannot get up to that area. No hooks or anything.
Booker, there's a door over here. I think that's the way down.
I think she's intentionally being programmed to push me forward while I'm collecting everything. This is kind of a big area. We saw an area like this before in Rapture, but every time we run into an incident like that, it seems like it was always done in BioShock 1 or even BioShock 2. Which is funny because most people, when BioShock Infinite came out, said that BioShock Infinite was much better than 2. Honestly, I still think 2 is better.
I had thought you a fool, dear brother, when you told me that you heard wonderful music trumpeting from holes in the thin air. I began to doubt your mental integrity.
This is Jeremiah Fink.
Not only have you made your fortune from these doodads, you have lit the path for me as well.
So basically, Jeremiah Fink's brother was stealing things. I hear a little dinging, like there's a collectible somewhere. Interesting art. Mirrors don't work. Honestly, though, I feel like BioShock 1 should have been a standalone game, and then they should have just made a better game. 2012 was about when this game came out.
To arms!
So he's flirting with his co-workers, which is probably not appropriate. That is a good point to make, though, about this game, is while there is incredible amounts of racism, shockingly small amount of sexism. Like, the fact that the military and the police force is being run by almost, I wouldn't say a 50-50 ratio, but I'd say maybe every 1 out of 4 characters are female in the military. That's pretty good odds. Here's the wanted pictures. Labor agitator Daisy Fitzroy, box anarchist. Dead or alive. And here we have
Look,
some numbers.
Chen Lin, cell number 9.
And so I had said earlier at the beginning of this recording that we were entering a point where the story falls apart. I think I was slightly wrong here. I believe this is actually the point where
Elizabeth.
the story starts to fall apart.
I used to work for folks like Fink.
Really?
And I was with the Pinkertons. They call us.
She already
workers
knew
get
that.
Restless.
To do what?
Demonstrate the folly of men striking, throwing down tools.
You hurt people.
I'll tell you this. Sometimes there's precious need for folks like Fitzroy.
Why?
Because of folks like me.
Done.
Like, so he's making himself look bad there, basically. But she already knew that. It's already been established in the story. Clearly, whoever was writing the storyline was not coordinating, or there was no producer in charge of all
That's
storylines.
the book for the clock shop.
So we got that optional cipher book. So we'll want to go back to that area. Of course, it would be kind of silly to run all the way back to the main part of the game just for that reason. And it would be even more silly if it turns out that I had to run back to that point in the game, that central location, because of what's about to happen is going to change things and make it so I can't access that section.
Tell us what you know about Fitzroy, you goddamn gook.
Why does this have audio?
You want to say something? Or you want to
None of the other films have had audio.
throw a bucket of ice water on him. We got 3 more to bring in tonight.
So they're torturing them. Still very surprised that they would even allow, and they were, I assume, torturing them here. I'm very surprised they would even allow Chinese people on Columbia. It's like, this was part of the story,
Ain't no
I
privies
suppose.
down
They treat them like animals.
Ain't no privies as in bathrooms. There was an element of this in BioShock where the poor people were getting brought on to be fishermen and work the docks and such, but they've really gone crazy with it.
To tax the black more than the white, is that not cruel?
What could people have done to deserve to be locked up in a place like this?
there. Fink don't need much of a reason.
No. No, he doesn't.
To the yellow, the black, the
Let's
red,
try this
is
again.
that not cruel? But is it not cruel to banish your children from a perfect garden? Or drown your flock under an ocean of water? Cruelty can be instructive. And what is Columbia, if not the schoolhouse of the Lord?
So, I don't think we need to listen to that speech again. Basically, he's saying it's still cool, even though it is cruel to overtax the minorities, which, wow. I mean, you've already got them like slaves, and you're intentionally impoverishing them even more.
It's Slate. He looks... You were right. Sparing him was no mercy.
So, should I have killed him?
I suppose that was what he wanted.
So, I guess I did good? It's strange
You
that
hold on to
prisoners would have money on them, but whatever. Like... 5 lockpicks,
Can
we
you
got
open this,
plenty
Elizabeth?
of these.
I can do that.
So there's no need for... Let's
All yours.
search through all of these and grab everything. And what do we have in here? Increase critical hit damage by 60% compared to taking the shield down, and I still don't want to do that. It seems like we're getting a large majority of changes of a certain type of clothing too. Let's see. Compared to others. So we have quick-handed now, and the options besides that are sheltered life, storm, electric punch, burning punch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as far as that. Only 2 of the chest pieces though. This was hat pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, no, 8 different pieces of pants. And then revive full health versus Newton's Law versus Vampire's Embrace. Kill to live versus Eagle Strike. Let's see. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 7 pieces of boots. So there definitely is some lack of consistency there. And I just think it's kind of bad gameplay elements to have a hairpin lock thanks to this lock.
Isn't it?
Yep, number 9.
Ready.
DeWitt, you're a lion.
This
But you
isn't
can't
a
blame me
so.
for looking after my own interests, can you? Now I know Fitzroy has come calling, but I think you'll find your business with her has come to an end. Lions walk with lions, DeWitt, not hyenas.
And see, this is like some execution chamber hidden as a cell, so people aren't scared as they're being brought to the cell. And see, we're going down the exact same thing multiple times. You didn't really need to do this game. You're just trying to add some awkward silence here. Let's see, butcher tools, but nothing to pick up. And the problem is in sections like this,
Look her a lockpick. Grab it.
you're really just trying to force an emotion on me that's not gonna work. See, this almost looks like a scary spot, and there were a lot of scary spots in BioShock, but in this game, not really. We're just kind of in the darkness. And push. And this is some torture / murder of him. investigate the body.
Too late. God damn it.
This is what he meant.
Now we need to find someone else to make those guns.
No.
Dead is dead, Elizabeth.
Dead is dead.
What? How the hell did...
I see heads.
And I see tails.
It's all a matter of perspective.
Why are you following us? Who sent you? Comstock? What do you want?
What do you see here, from this angle?
Dead.
Listen.
And that angle?
Alive.
Booker. Chen Lin.
The body's gone.
It was never here.
It's another Columbia.
A different Columbia.
The same coin.
A different perspective.
Heads.
Tails.
Dead.
Alive.
We have to go through to this other Columbia, but how?
It's like riding a bicycle.
One never really forgets.
One just needs the courage to climb aboard.
And see, then they just disappear. And they don't
Into the
disappear
sphere.
through the tears.
I don't think I'll be able to bring us back. Are you sure you're ready?
No! In no way am I ready to go to a completely different universe where things may be completely different just to have this one guy alive. Why can't you just open a tear to Paris? Why don't we just walk through that right now and end the game? Why do you want to take us to a new Columbia? Why any of this? Is this the only tear that we've run into that we could walk through? If I go through here, am I not going to get that cipher code? I don't know. Let's do it.
Okay, open it.
Look. There's no blood.
And no body.
It's another world, Booker. Another Columbia.
Something tells me one dead gunsmith ain't the only thing that's changed.
So here we have a repeater, which I don't know if I really want to pick up or not. Let's just do it. This is a Vox gun. We have a Abraham Lincoln is a devil mask. Why the Vox Populi would have that, we don't know, but we don't know what universe we're in. And remember, Elizabeth said she always came back to her regular world for some reason. And that doesn't make the most amount of sense either. And so now we're hearing noise as we come up here. So the idea, I guess, is that the Vox Populi may very well have been on the verge of being defeated before. And, well, it seems like maybe there are more of them, and more of them have been defeated or thrown in jail. So they seem like they're a bigger cause now. I'm pretty sure these walls were tile before and they're brick now, but that's the idea. I suppose these things would be slightly different. Although, oddly, all the places with provisions that I've searched are not that different, and this is still Fink, and the walls are slightly different. So we're in this entirely different world, with different barrels in different places, and this is hardly the memorable location you would want to pull off a trick like this and make things seem different. Like a lot of proud Vox people in jail. And here's Slate, still dead. It's like, should I go shoot him twice? Just for good measure? Just for good measure, we'll shoot Slate twice. Which I don't know if his body would have been there if I had shot him in the first place. But you can see these jails are different configuration, and almost certainly this is the part where the story falls apart and everything's different. Like, everything.
Come on, you piece of horseshit. Tell me about Daisy. Cut him loose. What? Schofield says cut him loose. They're bringing his tools to the lockup. Keep him clean, I guess. Why? What are you, the Columbia Gazette? The chick's wife got friends in high places. Come on. We need to settle.
So they let him go this time. This is just so stupid though, because now everything up to that point in which we went to a different universe really doesn't help us with any of the backstory or anything. And the only backstory we really learned.
We're in a world where he was never murdered. Somewhere we'll find out why, I suppose.
I don't suspect you can change something like that and have everything else remain the same.
A bunch of books and things just on the verge of being burnt. You can see that the Vox Populi is much, much more powerful in this world. And I really don't want to walk out without the hand cannon, but I'm going to anyways, just to keep the game interesting. A lot more of this red color, which is an interesting change of appearance. Let's see, this guy, Albiner the Coke, is dead. Morgan Creed is still wanted. Daisy Fitzroy is still wanted. And Michael Cassis Jr. is still wanted. So there's somebody new on the board, and it almost seems like we would spend some time looking for these characters, but I don't think we actually do. And this board looks the same, so maybe that board was the same too and I just didn't look at it. What's the point of being in a different universe when 90% of everything we've seen is so similar?
I killed them. They were dead.
Not in this world.
Then why are they?
Noses, they're all bleeding.
So this is weird.
Tell which one to hear who's the I, which one hates which.
Like,
What do we do?
why would this happen? Why would it affect them? It's almost as if the argument is being made that she changed the entire universe. And that's...
What's wrong with them?
They remember.
Remember what?
Being dead.
So, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. The story just does whatever it wants with no logic behind it. And maybe I'm being nitpicky, but this is the thing that kills this game, really. They might as well have not tried to have these elements.
What is going on here, Sasmark? As my head of security, I know that you want to find out how these two slip in your business and what
In the other world, he was the one who was strung up on the wall.
In the other world? This whole business makes my head hurt.
Yeah, it really does. Like, the creators of this game wanted to go crazy with it, and they certainly did. In fact, this very possibly is the one game that has gone the most crazy with storytelling. And the idea was kind of fascinating to people who hadn't really seen the idea. In video game forums, definitely it hasn't been done, but if you are familiar with the TV series Sliders, you understand the idea of going to different dimensions. Plenty of books have had different dimensions that are slightly similar. It's not really a difficult concept at all. This area was locked before.
Hey, look, a lockpick. Need money?
As soon as I pick up money, I need money. So you don't need her. They could have simply had money on the table while I was picking up other money, and in that time, just given me more. Take some more salt.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Take some more salt. I do need money though. Unfortunately, it's the amount I get is always too little. The problem is she said, hey look, a lockpick, and I didn't see where she was pointing, and I don't think I got it. So there it is. That's slightly problematic. And there was I believe, bathrooms on this side. Where we left the water running in one dimension and it's still running in the other. We could look at the First Lady now. Will this be any changed? Doesn't seem like it. Seems like they just forgot to put anything interesting on this footage. Because it's just a picture of maybe the First Lady is over there on the right. Hey, and this is the door to the bathroom. And so, is this really supposed to be creepy? Not really. It's just sci-fi. It's certainly the Twilight Zone. If you want to talk about old TV series where you go to different dimensions that are slightly similar. Certainly there was some Twilight Zone episodes like that. The entire concept's been around for decades and decades. But it is the first time, I would imagine, that it was attempted to be done in video games because, frankly, video games were too busy improving on other parts. The tears, by the way, are missing from that room, so I can't retrieve another RPG. When shooting, empty clips have 40% chance of auto-filling without reloading. Decrease the weapon reload by 30%. I'll take it, but the problem with it is the idea of a 40% chance of doing something versus something that always works. Like something that 100% of the time works.
Fancy putting those lock-picking skills to work?
Okay.
To reduce the time, the reload speed by 30% is way better. And we've got, I thought something else here, like a audio cassette. Let's just look around. And we have 5 more lockpicks. So we're already well suited. And I don't think there's too much of a reason. Now, notice the tears we tore into the other universes are not the tears of this universe, because there would be a fireplace there with an RPG on it, unless something weird explains that away, which I wouldn't be surprised. So now Fink doesn't want to hire me, which, okay, that's fine. Let's see. Clip increase on the gun. And I can't afford anything else. Gunsmith set free. This is a new one. All charges dropped for Chin Lin. What could have led to this reversal? Probably that he's a spy. The smart money's on his brother-in-law, Fink's head of security. Okay, so if his brother-in-law is the head of security because of that change, then that explains some things. And back this way we go. And we can leave the area. The Plaza of Zeal. We can see this gate's down, and this gate's up.
Funny new ideas. Paid vacation. 8-hour days. Workers' compensation.
Haven't found anything yet.
I'm about to run out of money for bullets.
Take this ammo. Take this.
Much obliged.
That's all I have. Teach you a lesson.
Let's run up here and... Like, I can't grab that right now, apparently. I assume this doesn't do anything. So... switch guns. Got a corpse who he was just drug into the machine. So apparently Fink is even worse in this universe. So they're not even going for drastic changes in character personalities. Here's the problem, like the Comstock, who is the main guy, remember, like he's a different Comstock now. Everybody's a different everybody. So I don't know what to do with this. Still can't go this way. Like how many more things do we have? We'll switch back to this gun, which has plenty of bullets because I've been collecting them for a while.
Here, ammo. Booker, catch.
Remember, I can, like, possess people if necessary. Let's come over here. Looks like there's a building this direction that wasn't here before, and it also looks like this area is worse off than it used to be. I'll grab a couple medical kits and look around. This door is already unlocked. So we've either messed up or we can get through here with this code.
Alright, give me a second. The broken clock tolls at midnight.
Which clock? This looks like the one.
Set it to midnight.
Which one was that? That's the one.
I'll be.
So it was just a safe. We almost got assault to the maximum.
I came to Columbia because I believed in God and because I believed in honor. But Slate has shown me this. There is no God in shutting our brothers out from the family of man, and there is no honor in defending those who are strangers to its meaning. Perhaps in Finkton there is one more deserving of my service.
So we don't even know if that's would have been the same recording if we weren't in this new universe. Like, so who knows? Who knows much of anything? And that's the problem, is now everything's up in the air. Everything we've learned, everything we've played with, everything we've done is just up in the air as well. Does this item, this fact stay a fact, or is it now ignored because it's not the same? Why can't I jump up to these sections? I don't know. There's a volley gun. This way is shut off. Let's see. These doors don't mean anything right now. These horses don't mean anything right now. Apparently the possession stopped working. Can't afford any of those things.
Ammunition, weaponsmithing, all kinds of deadliness.
And so we're just kind of wandering around this area again. That was probably worth doing. So this lock is still here. They just had this gate to specifically make it so that we couldn't go any further. So it is worthwhile, I suppose, to check.
Not happy with your pay? Well, be of good cheer. History tells us the painter Surratt would take no money for his art, while George Washington would only accept the presidency if he were paid $1 a year. So, don't let money come between you and your craft.
Another lockpick. I'm liking the fact that we're ahead on lockpicks, but I'm frankly achieving that by wasting a considerable amount of time wandering around in areas that are completely empty of anything else to do. So either this Chinese guy is not working for the Vox Populi, or his brother being the head of security changed everything so drastically. We have to load into this area again. And frankly, that's a good place to end this recording. So this is the beginning of the end. It's only the smallest of spoilers to say the game is probably right and we don't ever actually return to the Columbia we've been playing the game up to this point in. So it feels so pointless. Remember also that when we started this game, it was about an hour and a half of walking around doing nothing before we even got into our first fight, and then there were some considerably long sections after that where we were spending an hour to an hour and a half walking around doing nothing. They have started to adjust away from that. We are now only having about 5-minute sections where there's no actual fighting going on, as long as I don't shoot somebody. Which now that I have guns, I can shoot people and cause a little bit more fighting to show up, but hardly any that really matters. There's no XP system or leveling system, so there's no real reason to get into more fights other than to maybe get more money. And frankly, the money system is so broken on this, it seems that you're just not going to get all the upgrades. Or if you are going to get them, it's going to be because the game has some compensations built into it where you open a safe and get $1,000 extra, which is kind of what we would need right now. Yep. So this is kind of the middle point of the game too. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.